Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite. Written Rit Ralph talking to you straight from our show here, Apple Bites, where we take a bite out of everything, share it with you to let you know how it tastes. And today we have our special guest, Jay from Vialed. And you guys are not going to want to miss this because this is just a box full of joy. So, Jay, why don't you introduce yourself to the people and let them know what you do and who you are and all that good stuff? Go ahead.
Absolutely. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. This means so much to us. We are Vialed, and what we do is we create these curated themed RPG boxes, complete with dice, lore cards, which are content for fifth edition RPGs, maps, candles, and did I say dice? You could never have too many dice.
Well, dice is always, you know how it is, man. You start hearing the clickety clack of the dice, and you
Yeah.
want more dice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's in the Woodling minis. So it's a really cool package that we put together, and we work with the community to make these really great loot boxes, just for to give to you guys, to hope you enjoy it, and things like that. We actually started two-ish years ago, and we started as a hair oil and lip balm company with
Interesting.
candles. And so the whole point was I had this beard when I was, at the start of quarantine. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
yes, let me start this beard company. And I saw thousands of different beard companies.
Yeah,
So we, I kind of had this twist where it would be this oil, the lip balm, the candle would be tied to the environments, so you could bring them to the table, and it would immerse you in the game.
nice.
So that went really well at the beginning. We met a lot of really cool people, and then our candles ended up being a hit. Everyone loved them, so shifted gears, started doing candles, and we were doing candles for a while after that. With the still doing lip balms and beard oils, but those are kind of phasing out.
Right.
So then we were mostly candles, and then a few of my friends on Instagram, we did a giveaway. It was Modest Mimic and Dice Forge. And so we did this really cool collaborative giveaway where we put in a coffee candle. Modest Mimic wrote this awesome one shot, and Dice Forge made these really cool resin minis.
Nice.
And it was all coffee themed. The whole one shot was so much fun to make, and it was so much fun to play. And so we thought, I was like, wow, I really want to put out more towards the gaming side of things. And this was such a cool idea.
It's interesting
So,
because I can see it slowly. Like even as you're telling the story, you can see the transformation beginning. It's like,
right.
oh, it starts over here, and then boom. Those are
Yeah,
some pretty good steps, and it looks like you're being led somewhere, just like on any quest.
right, exactly. And so the beginning of this year, we started a Kickstarter. Never been on Kickstarter before, but we started one for a Gloomy Caverns one-shot box. And it
Nice.
was one candle. It was 9 lore cards, which are companion cards for 5th edition. They come with 3 encounters, which are creatures. I don't know if you can see here. They have
Those cards are
3,
cool.
thank you, 3 locations uh, there,
Right.
and then 3 NPCs here. And so each NPC has an alignment that you could either roll or choose. And so it's evil, neutral, good.
Right.
It has its personality traits on the side, and then a description of the NPC with the profession, gender, race, and the name. And then the locations have a name, description, and then 3 possible adventure hooks that you could randomly choose
Nice.
or pick. And so what these cards are meant to do is you're meant to shuffle each color up. So locations are green, NPCs are blue, encounters are red.
Right.
Shuffle them all up, put them in separate piles, and then you flip over the top cards. And it's supposed to be a foundation to a really cool one shot that you create yourself, rather than, whereas like traditional adventure books, they have the story set out for you.
Right.
So this, you'll get an encounter. Cool, I'm going to be fighting this panther lantern, which is a uh, panther and a jack o' lantern.
Nice.
um, with Roxy Carlo, who is a human mummy female barkeep, and we're going to be at the Tipsy Tomb, which happens to be Roxy's bar. And so with those things, with the adventure hooks, the personality traits, it gives you enough to form a story. And you could flip over additional cards if you need to, and then play it out with your friends. And it's supposed to be this laid back one shot with a lot of twists, a lot of turns, and everyone's helping create the story, which is a lot of fun.
That's already interesting because pretty much what you've done is you've put like a one shot in a box or an adventure in a box, and you have everything you need to start that game with that one little box.
Right. Yep, exactly. But it gives you the flexibility to make your own story, which kind of goes into my next part. The cards are meant to be replayed. You shuffle them up again, you draw new cards, you could have a totally different story. Or you pair it with another box. So the cards are fully
Wow.
modular with the different boxes. We have a coffee set that you could add in the creatures, add in the locations, add in the NPCs. And now you have even more options to choose from. You could create this really cool story. You could reskin things as they're needed. You could make all these changes, as you normally would if you were DMing a session. Um, the locations all have pre pre-made maps.
Oh, that looks pretty.
So we
That
use
makes life
the
easier too.
yes, yeah. So we use the commercial version for Incarnate for these, which
Hmm.
is such an awesome tool. I don't know if you've ever used it before, um, but it
Oh
really
man, that is
helps.
so great. And like you're saying, it does help because one of the things that happens sometimes is you're coming in as a DM and you got to set all this stuff up yourself.
Right.
And now this gives you like a little moment to relax because it's in the box. The map's there. You don't have to worry about all that stuff, at least until maybe the second game. So then that gives you an idea of who you're playing with, how they play, what their playing styles is. It's almost like a good game zero.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So it's really cool because I've played sessions with these where I really tested the waters here, and I didn't look at the cards until like 15 minutes before the session. Drew them, picked the first story that came to my mind, and then we ran with it. And did that a few times, and it was a lot of fun. But it is also equally as fun to help with your planning, because then you could make possibly even more intricate storylines and all these twists and turns that come with the game, which is really cool. Um, some background: this box that I'm showing you guys now is
Right.
the our latest one, which is Poison Oak. It was our Halloween themed, created by my friend Joe Hacker, who did an amazing job on these cards, and the illustrations were done by uh, Aleph
Hmm.
Augusto. Um, I don't know if you could see these here, so let me.
And if you put them up, you can show them off.
These illustrations are really cool. So this is the hook paw. I don't know if you're
Oh, that looks nice.
familiar with the legend of the what is it? The unlucky paw or something.
Oh, the monkey's paw.
The monkey's paw. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes. So that was what that creature is based off of. This is a night terror. It's like
dude,
this
these look pretty
mist
cool, especially for a
being.
Halloween adventure.
Yes, and then this is the panther lantern, which is a panther pumpkin jack o' lantern with a
That's just too cool.
knife on its tail. Yeah, it's
That's
really
a
cool.
mixture and a half, man.
And so what we do is, as a part of this, we create these wooden miniatures, and so we call them woodlings. And they've evolved quite throughout the years. I would definitely like to show you guys where we started with them and now where we're ending up.
That sounds like
So
really good.
these are our first ever woodling miniatures, and it was like
I
craft
remember you
wood.
showed these to me. Yeah,
Yeah, it was like craft wood made with the cricket, and we cut out a bunch of different layers, glued them together. And as you could see, they're huge. I don't have a standard size mini with me, but they're huge. Like they're the
right,
size of my thumb. Um, and then so we ended up moving towards similar craft wood with black vinyl instead. It made it pop more than the darker wood did.
right. That looks
And
really
now
nice.
check this out. laser engraved
Whoa.
wooden minis. And so the cool part about these guys is we can fit them, uh, we could size them to scale with
Right.
the game. So I forget what the measurements are off the top of my head, but a large creature can be, well, I don't know, 50 millimeters tall or something,
Right.
and then uh, take up 2 inches of a base. So
Right.
we have that flexibility with these, which is really cool. So that's going to be our next step with these miniatures.
It sounds like you guys are working forward, planning again, a good move up, a
Yeah,
good natural evolution of things.
yeah. I mean, these we've came out with 3 boxes in total. The first box actually being uh, the Gloomy Caverns, the one candle, no minis were included. Like it was very bare bones, which was a lot of. It shows like where you come from, really.
Exactly.
Now we have a box with a full set of cards, illustrated maps, 3 different candles that you could choose from. Uh, the really cool minis they come with it, and all the boxes come with a themed set of dice also. So these horror ones are like this black and red. They have some sparkles in them,
That's pretty
um,
cool.
but it's really cool, and the whole set looks like that.
I gotta admit, like when I was looking at the box, uh, when you and especially when you showed it to me when we ran into you guys next to Javits in Manhattan, the dice looked really interesting there. Each one looked unique,
Mhm.
and I feel like that's important because at the same time that you want maybe to be some kind of uniform, you want some kind of individuality to each box, and that always means that you can cater it to certain people because you know
Right.
who your players and DMs are.
Right, yeah, I mean, every box is different. It has the same structure, but completely different. Different dice, different content, different maps, different minis, different candle scents, um, which makes it a really cool experience to open up and really enjoy.
I can see you have a ton of cents. So do
Yeah.
you have a cent per box per thing? Because I know what you're doing is you're making everything different. So each box has something different in it. So in other words, how many different boxes do you have? Because I know you have a lot of cents.
So we have, not including the first box we ever did, because that was before we've really transformed it. We have probably nine, if my math is right, 9 cents. My math is not right. 6 cents, um, for 2 different boxes. Yeah,
6 cents for two different boxes.
6 cents
Okay.
for 2 different boxes. Um, but every box that we're going to come out with is going to have 3 cent choices.
Ooh.
So, like for
Okay.
this Halloween one, for example, it has the poison oak candle. I'm sorry, this light is not doing. How's that? This poison oak candle,
Hmm.
and this is a very earthy, foresty type smell.
Right.
Autumn leaves put you right into the story. This Thoron's boot
Ooh.
is a knockoff of one of the NPCs, Thoron's stink boot. He is a
That's pretty good.
grave
I like
digger,
that. Yeah, again,
and
we're linking things.
yeah, and this is a leather and like campfire bonfire smell, which is really nice. And then the Panther Lantern pie. So I've shown the Panther Lantern,
Oh, that's pretty
um,
cool.
and it's our twist on a pumpkin pie scent because who doesn't love those
Especially
fall
during this
foodie
time of
scents?
year.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
exactly.
So you guys must have done very well for Halloween because this is like definitely set for
Y-
Halloween.
Yeah, I mean people loved it, which is really awesome. And it's such a good feeling to bring joy to people that way.
All right, so now I got something for you because I
Sure.
I believe that Christmas is also another haunting season because there are ghost stories for Christmas.
Yeah.
So do you have like a special Christmas box? Because I feel like that would be a good way to
So
go.
for this year, so we're planning on doing a different box every month. We
Interesting.
actually have creators lined up for the next 12 months,
Oh,
which
that's
is
even
really
better.
interesting.
Woo.
So this winter, we may or may not be adventuring in the lands of Westeros.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Also,
which is really fun. I'll give you a quick sneak preview. This is actually one of the
Oh, that
encounters.
looks cool.
So it's a lot of fun. We've been playtesting it a lot over the past few weeks, and so we're gonna get that out. We're actually trying to get that out November 25th. Get it out a little bit early for people, but
That's good.
it's gonna be fun.
Because you want to, like, I can see already that for October you got all this beautiful stuff, and November still works for all that stuff because it's still that type of season. It's the fall season, pumpkin, all that stuff works together. Who
Right.
doesn't like a nice little spooky story? Um, and I know you also have regular stories involved with all that stuff as well, right?
Right. So you mean like, what do you mean by regular stories exactly?
Well, I love a good haunted adventure or a good
Right.
horror adventure, but sometimes you might want like a regular adventure, a questing adventure, or something out there where a nice little dragon or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the boxes are really up to the creators, what their creative ability at the time. We try not to put restraints on that
Cool.
creativeness because the whole point is we want to give people this creative outlet by creating something that they love. If they create for a day job, step away from that day job for a bit and create some cool creatures, create some awesome NPCs, some haunting, exciting locations. Uh, and so we really don't put a limit on that kind of thing. So
That's really good.
and what
Collaboration is always a great thing.
Yeah, yeah, and what comes out of that is you get all these different perspectives. Every box is going to have a different, uh, you know, like storytelling type of feel to it, and it's going to have different illustration, different styles of illustrations, which is really cool.
Well,
Um,
that's incredible too, because that means that each box again makes itself different because it's not going to be the same illustrator for each box. Sometimes
right?
maybe, sometimes no, and that gives you like us collectors how we are.
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
Hey, maybe we want more than one box. Speaking of
yeah.
collaboration, Izzy's asking if this is an early show. No, Izzy, this is Apple Bites, 7:30 on Mondays. And of course, Nathan has been waiting patiently in the back there for me to find the moment to bring him
it,
in. Nathan, this is Jay, and we
it
are here
wasn't
talking
patiently
about
because I
Vile.
don't know how much time I have.
Hey Nathan, how's it going?
We're going all right. How's it going?
Good, good.
Nathan's worried because his connection doesn't last too long, so he'll probably be gone in a minute.
I've already lost you guys like 3 times in the back room, so this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm not the only one with computer issues over here. But yours is more Wi-Fi issue right now.
Yeah. Well, it's probably not even Wi-Fi. It's more bandwidth, from my suspicions.
Well, hopefully you'll be here long enough. Um, it's funny you were saying collaboration and all that stuff, Jay. I love the idea, and then we were discussing this in the green room that you've brought this family together to do these boxes, and like you were just saying, you're getting them to come, relax, do their thing, especially because some people can't do their thing, and
Right.
you're giving them a window to come in and get creative.
Yeah, 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 and that's probably one of our biggest drives and one of our goals with Vialed is to add to this amazing community of nerds, pretty much. Let them do their thing and express themselves because who wants to be confined?
Exactly. And I have to admit, I loved your logo. It
Oh,
just
thank you.
stands out. It feels D&D without being D&D, and at the same time, it's D&D, or
Yeah,
just role
yeah,
play in general, or video game RPGs, because
right.
you know what that thing signifies.
Yep. Everyone knows their potion.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it's a different take on it, though.
yeah, all of the credit, all of the design work and everything that you see with our boxes, with our labels, everything goes to my wife. She is an
Ah, well,
incredible designer, packager, everything. Yeah, I mean, she makes the box look crisp and clean.
Thank you, Jay's wife.
I gotta admit, dude, I say this to a couple people because sometimes they don't realize that they have something when it comes to their own logo and their stuff. Because a lot of people go, nobody's gonna want our logo, nobody's gonna want. But dude, I feel like you should have stickers or pins, or there should be something that has that symbol on it.
That is actually a really good point that you bring. So we don't sell them on the website, but we do have a ton of cool stickers um, that we sell at the markets. And
I don't know. Maybe I got one or two. I don't
yeah,
know.
and so we've, like I said, my wife, she creates a lot. So she
Hmm.
created a lot of cool images, dragon, kraken, and a mushroom with a moth on it. That we sell stickers for those. We have a bunch of cool ones that my
That's pretty
friend
cool.
Jeff made of our logo. It says like Roll Initiative with our logo as the O, things like that. And since you're talking about pins,
Ooh.
we have just started doing this as well. I'll throw these up on the screen. Boom,
Ah, those are great.
Uh-huh. Is a pin.
boom.
Oh, I love that
Is a
skull.
skull.
And so there's more. These are the only
Wait, are
ones I
those
have here.
wooden or are those brass?
These are wood engraved.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a different type of pin.
And so what we are going to, so we're not going to sell the individual ones on our site. What we're going to do is we're going to put 3 in this tiny little bag,
Right.
and we're going to have mystery bags on the
Oh,
internet, which
that's
is
pretty
really
cool.
fun. Because
That
they're
is a
all
lot of
like
fun.
super nice quality. I'm very impressed with how they came out. And yeah, my wife Lisa, she created all of those, which is really cool. We want to start getting illustrators from the community to make some cool images that we could throw on a pin too. So a lot of
That's
cool,
another good collab right there. Yeah, it's a great
yeah,
idea. Hmm.
a lot of cool ways that we could take it, which I'm excited for.
That's great because I like the fact that you guys are always thinking. You guys are trying to move your product forward. And again, you can see that actual, uh, very well path you guys are taking from where you started to where you're going. Everything
Yeah,
seems to be coming where it's supposed to come and going in the direction it's supposed to go.
right. I'm a big fan of. If I've learned anything over the last few years, it's good things come in iteration. Nothing's perfect the first time,
No.
and so just do it, see what happens, and then move on. And that's how things get refined. I mean, I've talked to people who make board games and other tabletop games, and that's one of the things that they always say as well too, is iteration. You always play test and you always take it back to the beginning and start over again, see what you can improve, what fails, things like that. So
That's how it works, and it's also
yeah,
how with D&D they're what on fifth edition now,
yep,
and some of the editions didn't work at all. I'm not gonna
right.
say which ones because people get mad at me, but so I'm guessing you guys started playing D&D and that led to this.
Yeah, so I've been playing for probably about 10 years or so. Started in high school. And I was playing with this great group of guys, and we've played for like 6 years or something. And then so during quarantine, we started this company, and that took up a lot of time. So I stepped away from playing for a bit. Ended up getting back into it. We had this whole campaign. We were actually playing Descent to Avernus,
Right,
which was awesome. Didn't get very far before things had to stop, but
of course.
definitely want to continue it in the future. So that was like the last campaign I've played in person.
So besides the fact that the creators of the stories are leading you the direction they're going, do you guys have like a pick in what um I guess location you're using or what world you're using?
So we created, so for 2023 we created a list of themes, and basically when someone's interested, we talk to them and we ask, out of these, what are your top 3?
Right,
And people give their feedback, and we strategize and pick which timing is going to work best, based on time of the year or availability, whatever it may be. So like I could give you a sneak preview on these next 2 boxes. Like we talked about in December, it's going to be a Game of Thrones esque type of box.
right.
Um, and then the
Ah,
next one
yes, a
is.
cold place, just like the cold shoulder they gave us.
Have you guys been watching House of the Dragon? I have not seen it yet.
We have a couple
Neither have
of our
I.
guys who have seen it. They seem
Okay.
and Tony seems to like it. I think he was worried about getting onto it because of the way it ended, but
Right.
he's actually enjoying the show, and he says that it's better because they got rid of the writers.
I mean, I've been hearing really great things about it, so I'm going to get started once it starts snowing, and I can't really do much else.
Yeah, it makes
Oh,
sense. I'm always
but
stuck inside.
yeah, I
That's
don't
how
want to
all
leave you
this
guys
starts
hanging.
anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to leave you hanging. So January is going to be a corruption of the awakened forest.
Ooh.
So you have mushroom people and all these like plant entwined creatures, which we've play tested that a few times too, and that is a lot of fun as well. So those are our next two
Are you
boxes that are
gonna
coming
have
out.
like just an idea?
Yeah.
So
Oh.
the largest living organism on Earth currently is a single like birch tree that's actually a multiple forest that's all one organism. If you
I heard
have like
about
one
that.
of those that has become a grave mind,
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
That is insane.
Yeah.
and then like I'm thinking like you ever played Kingdom Hearts?
I've played it bits and pieces of it.
Ah, okay. So in one of the iterations of the game in Halloween Town, there's a grave mind that sends roots throughout an entirety of a world, and those roots appear in different places. And so, even though you destroy them, they keep coming back until you deal
Wow.
with the grave mind itself.
That's crazy.
That sounds like a good. You're giving me ideas for something else. You don't talk to DMs like this, brother.
I know. Let me just take a couple notes down, you know.
Listen, I am a
And
world builder.
you know what DMs like to do? We don't like to give it to you straight. We like to go, oh, so look at that. That's interesting.
Mhm.
Next thing you know, stuff happens.
Yep. Oh, that's great. That's amazing
Pretty good,
idea.
yeah. You go, Nat.
Yeah. You should write
Yeah,
one
I'm
of those
just a world
boxes.
builder. Just a world builder.
He's very good at world building. I'll give it to Nat.
Oh, I could tell. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh man, so I love, like I said, I love the way you're going with this. I love the idea that you're getting all these creators to do their different things. I love the idea that you're actually sitting there and picking out which world to use, what to do. You're using your background in being a D&D player and a DM to do all this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much fun. And like I said, I don't remember if I said it on here or in the green room, but the connections that we've made, the people that we made friends with, it's incredible and it's priceless, you know. I can't wait to meet more people. I can't
I
wait
completely
Hi,
to.
agree.
Shen.
Oh, there goes another one of our partners there, Shen, who's been working on her own Kickstarter with her own beautiful art. Her and Bitsy have been doing a great job. They have unlocked all the pins,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
now let's keep supporting them and leading them in the right direction so we can get more stuff.
Yeah.
If you like Pokemon and/or Genshin Impact,
Yeah,
be sure to check them out. And with a purchase of, I believe it is 2 or more pins, you get no. You get free stickers, but with 2 or more pins, you get a print.
That's awesome.
that's pretty good. That's a good deal.
Yes.
Speaking of Kickstarters, are you planning any more Kickstarters? Because I know it's a good way to get the community involved. It's also a good way to move yourself forward. Because a lot of people think that the Kickstarter is really about whatever project you're working at that moment. But we know now, especially as we help Kickstarters here, it's more about helping the company be able to do things in the future.
Right. Yeah. So we definitely have Kickstarters planned for things that necessarily aren't box related. We have some cool ideas in the
Interesting.
mix. I'm gonna be honest. I am a noob when it comes to Kickstarter. I made the one beginning of this year, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was pulling at strings, hoping something would fall. But definitely gonna go back to it in the future because, like you said, it is a.
There goes
Um,
Nat.
yep, I was just thinking that. Like you said, it's a great
Mhm.
platform.
It
Um,
is because
yeah.
it really helps you out. And I always tell people here when we're helping people support Kickstarter, it's like you're looking. Don't look at it as that one project. Look at it as they need the money to be able to move the book, the property, whatever it is they're doing forward, because
Right.
that's what that money does. You may help them print that first book or help the book be brought to you as a person. But at the same time, whatever extra money they make, nobody makes money off a Kickstarter unless you make millions of dollars.
Right.
All
Yeah.
that money just goes right back into the company.
Right. Yeah. 100%. Definitely.
And I always want to make sure to say that to people because they always look at it like, oh, nobody's making money. They make money at the conventions, they make money at their booths, they make money at
Right.
their stores. They don't make money off the Kickstarter.
Yeah, I mean, Kickstarter is huge for marketing in general. I mean, same thing
Exactly.
with conventions and markets and stuff too. But
Exactly.
I mean, that's what kind of you're paying for is Kickstarter is a huge platform, and you're now going to be out on that huge platform. It's something that familiar that people know, just like Amazon. People click and buy something from Amazon without thinking about it.
Exactly.
So that's kind of the way in, which
I know
in
you've
my
been
personal
hitting the markets, because I ran into you in New York.
right.
That was an interesting meetup. I was not expecting that at all, and it was a great surprise. And I know you've been doing a lot of the markets. How's that experience been? And I know that you're saying that you're probably going to wrap it up for the year and start planning for the future, like we were talking in the green
Right.
room. So tell us a little bit about all that.
So we started doing markets August 27th of 2022. That was our first market ever.
Right.
My first market, period. And so it was definitely a learning curve. Our first display was a mess. It was really nice. In theory, we had like all these cool, engaging props, but then you look at the table and it's like, this looks like a mess. No one can focus on anything.
Right.
And so what we did was we created these nifty little things.
Ah, there they go, the box.
So my wife
Those boxes
actually
were beautiful when I saw
created
them.
these.
Dude,
Thank you.
they call your attention, which is what called us over to the table. When me and Cadman were walking by, we were like, "What's this?" I felt like I was in A Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, what's this? What's
Oh,
this?
awesome. Yes. So, like I said, iterations, you learn about what works, what doesn't work, and we've come to the conclusion that probably about 50% of the people we talk to actually has played D&D or another tabletop game in their life.
Right.
About 70% of people, or yeah, 70% of people knew someone that played D&D or another tabletop game in their life, and about 90% of people just knew about it or knew someone who played it or played it themselves.
And that was interesting. We were talking about that in the green room, and it's funny how life has changed because now we're more open with it. Because before we kind of played in the dark and hiding,
Yeah.
and I feel like now people are like, "Oh, my friend told me he plays D&D," and that's what you're running into. It's like,
You mean
"Oh,
you
okay,
guys
so I
weren't
know so-and-so."
explicitly stating what you guys were into when you guys were growing up?
Oh, let's see. Shen has a question here. Any advice you'd be willing to give to someone like me who has never gone to sell their stuff at markets or at cons? Oh, that's a good
Sure.
question.
Yeah, definitely. So some of the things that I've learned, like I said, iterations, don't overthink it. If you have a cool idea, do it, try it, and see what happens, and then learn from then for the next market.
Mhm.
Um, but also, just don't be afraid to talk to people, whether you're trying to sell them something or not. Just have a conversation, and that usually leads to, oh, I know someone who'd be really interested in this, or something similar to that. Um, and another one is don't be discouraged based on location. We've been onto markets in the city. We've been to markets all the way out on the other side of Long Island. Not every market is our demographic, but we end up finding people who are interested in the same things we are. So those would be my tips. My tips from the
Well, you
6
can tell.
months that I've been doing this.
Well, I feel like you're learning as you move forward, so that's actually good advice because I feel like you're just like I said before. It just feels like organically you're growing. It doesn't feel like you're
Yeah.
forcing the growth. You're like, oh, this leads to this, this leads to this, this leads to this, and that's a good way to be.
Right. Yeah. Another thing that I will say is my friend Jeff, who he's done like stickers and
Hmm.
things in the past. Um, Having free stickers to give out
Yeah,
is huge because people like free stuff, and it gets your name out there. People will take a sticker, put it on their water bottle, put it on their laptop. They might throw it up on like a street sign or something, and now your brand is out there somewhere. So
I completely agree. I love stickers. I love pins.
yeah, people collect
Stickers
them
is a
all
little
the time.
easier than pins because pins are a little expensive. And yeah, somebody will pick up a good sticker in a second.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean I've fallen in love with them since we've been doing this too. So, fun fact, actually, I never owned a candle before starting this business.
That's interesting.
Yep,
So
yep.
wait, if you never owned a candle before starting this business, and you started by saying that we should do candles, where did the thought come from?
So the reason behind the candles was to be able to have the scents of our hair oils and lip balms at the table for people to smell.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So
Okay,
we like made them the same sense. And man, it is a science to making candles. It really is.
it
I
is.
was like,
Yeah.
wow, what am I getting myself into? But
So
it's a lot
you're
of fun.
saying the candles was originally a marketing idea
Boom.
that ended up becoming a product because it was
Exactly.
so
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
Yep. That was just a thing that we added because, you know, we thought people would gear it towards their game and people loved it more than anything else that we've done.
It's so funny though because I kind of like I know I remember when we were playing that we would try to give us the room a feeling of at least being somewhere else.
Right.
And we would turn off the lights or put some candles on and I feel like you kind of hit it on the nose with this because especially if you have that scent flowing into campfire or something like that. And I can see somebody going, oh, that smells like the campfire.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So
I mean, it really is an experience. It really is.
You were gonna say something, Matt?
genius idea.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You
I
should
haven't heard
put a
that.
dice in like the center of the
Ooh,
candle, so that way people actually have to use it in order to get a special version of the dice.
That's awesome.
that's an
And
awesome
like
idea.
you could even do it as like a D&D encounter where once the candle reaches that certain point, the next roll is going to be whatever side of that die is facing up.
That's cool. That's
Wow,
really cool.
that's really cool.
So, fun fact, when we first started this, I don't have any to show you now, but our old candles used to have a metal or stone dice in it,
Right.
um, which was really cool because people who don't want to spend $90 on a nice stone set or something like that. I mean,
Exactly.
you only got one, but it
Right.
was a cool taste.
That's
But
always great though. A lot of people knock the one die, but sometimes that one die is all you really need.
right, yeah, yeah,
The
Especially
amount
for
of
the beach
times I would
party.
have bought a stone die instead of a stone die set is,
Yeah. Well,
let me
Shen,
tell you, there's a couple that had me going, woo.
dude, we went to WinterCon and our friends It's Getting Dicey had these beautiful stone dice sets, those really good
Mm-hmm.
ones. And
Mm-hmm.
yes.
and Matt was dying because he's like, I don't know if I want to pay $100 for a dice set that I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
put
know,
up and just showcase, but it's so beautiful.
I know, I know.
The obsidian ones, man. And it was
The
like
obsidian.
laser etched obsidian. So you have the
Yeah,
normal obsidian and then you have the nice polished ones.
like the sharp
Oh,
edge.
Yeah. Ooh.
yeah.
Those are nice. My
So
wife
Shen
got
said,
me.
that's actually great advice. I try to find people who are into what I am to stretch the interest. But going outside the zone is a bit intimidating.
Oh yeah, 100%. And you know, people that I've talked to who have run businesses in the past, I'm by far an expert. I mean, I barely know what I'm talking about, but they have told me that, you know, and I'm sure you've heard from other people, networking is
Oh yeah.
huge. And you
Yeah.
just talk to people, get used to it, get yourself out there. And it's very difficult, especially after being stuck inside for 2 to 3 years. Um, we all have anxieties and things sprouting from
Yeah.
quarantine, myself
Definitely.
included. So um, exposure is really huge.
I have to admit, like people get always surprised when I say it, but I have social anxieties, and sometimes what I do is I force myself into the situations. I go to the
Mhm.
cons, I do the show, and it helps out. There are times where there's nothing I'm going to do that is going to help me out of it, but most of the times this helps because it immerses you in the experience. It
Yeah.
immerses you into talking to people. It immerses you into networking, which is all important, especially for anything that you do. Be it a podcast or like yourself, the box sets or a comic book or anything. You need to get your stuff out there. You need to talk to people, and that's
Right.
also another way that you get ideas back and forth, because collaboration is an amazing thing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I was telling you before, I
Mhm.
am terrified on camera. Terrified. And like just playing around with, you know, video games online with friends or whatever, I'm fine. But when it comes to just other things,
Right.
I don't know. I freeze up, I forget words, I stumble, I mumble. And like you said, just
I've been
keep
there.
doing it.
No.
Keep doing
You've
it.
been fine. You're great. You're really good. Don't worry about it. You're
Thank you
totally
so
fine.
much.
Trust
Yeah,
me. We,
you
we
you
we've
you
dealt
did a
with
blast
we've
today.
dealt with people that make you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You can't tell, but I am drenched in sweat. Hence
Dude,
why I
I
have
have to
two
say,
candles burning.
well, see, that's the good thing about having the candles, right?
Yep. Yep. Oh.
So I know you have to besides the box sets, you sell everything separately too, right?
Correct. Yes.
All
And
right.
so, um, another thing that we're getting into starting next year, hopefully, is we sell the box with the cards, maps, minis, candle, matches, and dice.
Mm-hmm.
We want to do a name pending adventure kit, which is like this nice
Ooh,
bag, which will just be the cards, maps, and minis and dice.
an
So
adventure kit. I like that.
everything you need to play,
Hmm.
minus the luxuriness of the candles and the
Right.
matches and the nice box and all that stuff. So it's like a lower, what would you call it?
A lower
Commitment.
option.
Yeah, commitment option
Yeah.
for people
'Cause
to do it and
I know
try.
sometimes, I know certain people, they're not candle people, or I
It's
can
the
get it.
people. It's the
Right.
people that have too many candles, and you're trying to give them a hint
Yeah.
because they have the little stain and the wax on the ceilings and the walls, and you're
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
you don't need that
I don't
anymore.
think I need another candle. Shen says, I feel you too, man. I also freeze, and it's why I'm not on the show. And
Oh,
she's right. She tries to be on the show. We've gotten her on once or twice.
She
But what
does fine when she's on the show.
she does great. But it's actually it's hard work. To do this is hard work.
yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you can, and sometimes you feel like you can't.
I give you guys props for doing this. I am trying to branch this brand out onto YouTube and Twitch,
Right.
and it's so difficult for me. I am so bad at social media. I'm so bad at doing this kind of like I don't even know what you would call this. I guess this type of marketing.
Right.
But
Promotion.
yeah, and so that's something I've been practicing with.
But I did see, like, I was going through your Instagram, and I think I saw something about you getting a game together.
Yeah, so what we usually do is for these boxes, um, on our Discord we do playtest sessions,
Right.
and so we take 4 people or 3 people or 4 people from the community. We schedule a time, super casual, just play one shot, test out the enemies, the no NPCs, locations, things like that. Um, we do that a few times for each box.
So here's my idea for you, because I know you're trying to branch out into all this. Why don't you get a couple of your friends together? You know,
Hmm.
makes it, which already gives you a more relaxed state, and you film yourselves playing the game and going through all this stuff, and then take the best aspects of that and put that on the YouTube. Because that's popular right now. It's actually
Yeah,
watching other people play. So that might be a way for you to do it without having to do it.
right. Yeah, that's a
Because
good
some
idea.
people have friends, Ralph.
And I can see that once you start playing and stuff like that, I feel like you'll be relaxed. You won't think about the camera anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely know that would happen. If I did this more, then it would become natural.
Hmm.
But it's just, It's the initial phases that are hard.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm giving you other ways to
Yeah,
do it.
definitely. I appreciate that. I'm definitely noting that.
Like a friend of ours, the guys from Shattermere Comics, they have a game because their book is set. Their comic book is about their D&D sessions, and they've
That's
made it
cool.
into a comic book. So they've taken their sessions and made it into a game, and we're supposed to get together on one of these Wednesdays and do a play test of their game live. So
That's awesome. That is really cool. Yeah, you gotta let me know when that is.
oh, dude, I'll send. I'll any other D&D stuff we do. I'll be like, dude, check it out.
Yeah. I'll do the same. I'll do the same.
Oh,
Um,
and it's funny because it's one of the best things that have just come recently, and we talked about it, and it's the fact that D&D is everywhere now, and it's so much easier now to get things or find new things that you weren't finding before because so many people are doing it now.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's huge. It is huge, and that's part of the beauty. Everyone's creating something unique, and so trying to pull it all together is really cool.
Yeah,
And it creates pretty outstanding results.
it does.
So
I gotta admit, your box caught my attention. It was interesting because I had seen other people do D&D type boxes and stuff, but yours has a unique twist to it.
oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Actually, I meant to ask. So, how did you stumble upon us that day?
we were walking by, and my eye was caught by first the logo, and then I'm like, wait, this is D&D. And then so it was a nice set of events there, and
That's
we went
awesome.
straight to you because there was other booths there, and we
Yeah.
had just walked right past them, and then your booth just like called to us, and me and Cadman were like, wait, I think this is D&D.
Fate that really put us together
Exactly.
that day. Yeah. No, we met some incredible people that weekend. Um,
How did you end up there? Because that was one of the questions I wanted to ask you because that's just the like I've seen during conventions people be there,
yes.
because
So we went there through this organizational business brand called Colored Colors. I know
interesting,
they do a huge. They do a bunch of different events. They do like
right?
food festivals. They have music events and things like that. So we, in our preparation for doing these markets this year, we did a ton of research of who's going to what markets. Looked up some, for lack of a better term, competitors, but like other people that we know doing candles and things like that.
Right.
What markets are they going to? So we ended up signing up for that one. We signed up for another one in Blue Point on Long Island, which is the one we've done the most this year.
Right.
And through that, we meet other people who are like, "Oh, try this market. This market's a lot of fun. Try this one. This one's a lot of fun." So um, that's kind of how we ended up finding all the ones that we've been to. So
Right.
there's one. I don't know if you guys come out to the island often or but there's this one called the Moonlight Market in Great Neck, I think. And I don't know the details, but I know it's at night, which is really
Right.
cool.
That's already different. Yeah.
You mean the Moonlight at Great Neck or the one in Queens?
I believe it's Great Neck,
Okay.
not mistaken. I have to look.
Yeah, we're in Long Island a lot, so
Oh, okay. So,
a lot. There's a lot of dude. There's so many conventions in Long Island.
oh yeah, oh yeah. But that one we're gonna try next year because they're
Mhm.
unfortunately full for the rest of the year. But that one should be really fun.
It's already sounds interesting. And again, automatically, it's a night type of thing, which is totally different already.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it actually fits with you because when do you play D&D usually at night?
yeah, yeah. I mean, apparently it's definitely more like our type of demographic.
Yeah.
Gamers and creatives and things like that.
Look, it looks like Shen has another thing here. I love your candles and was wondering if you've ever done a candle themed around monsters or dragons where the eyes are removable because they're dice or gems.
That is really freaking cool. Oh my god.
I saw it.
Imagine.
I was like, I have to say this,
What? Oh my
dude.
god.
Yeah,
That is amazing.
exactly.
You are a genius.
You can tell why we're a pair.
Dude, yeah, that I saw it down there, and I was like, okay, wow, I have to say this thing.
That is amazing. I'm just picturing that now. That
Yeah,
is so
see,
incredible.
there's so much to do with it. but
Yeah.
but you've already proven that because you've taken this and it's organically flowed in a certain direction. So I feel like keep flowing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you. I mean, I follow a bunch of candle makers in the community, and some of them are so awesome. Like, there's
Yeah.
this one person. I believe the handle is Fabled Flame, the Fabled Flame,
Okay.
and they make these really cool D20 pillar candles. And I'm pretty sure they hand paint their designs and stuff. I've
Nice.
never actually gotten one, but they look incredible. And I think they come with a dice inside somewhere too, which is really cool. So definitely check them out. Um, yeah, there's a ton of people just making so much amazing stuff.
Being creative out there, yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah, we love that stuff. And there's just so many places. Like again, like I wasn't expecting to run into you guys as we were
yeah,
walking around in the city, and I'm like, what the. And especially a D&D booth because I expect other types of booths.
right.
Like it was so surprising to see, and in a box set D&D booth, it just kept like getting bigger. And I'm like, what?
That's the kind of reaction we get a lot. People are not used to seeing things that we sell around, really. Which I love it personally. I've always liked being the unique one that stands out. So,
Because you could have gone in the direction of just put stuff in there that everybody already has, but you've gone in the direction of let's create stuff and put it in there.
right.
And I love cards. I love card games, and
Yep.
automatically you have me just because you got the card game in there, and I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. And as a DM, cards help you out a lot,
Right.
because
I mean,
sometimes you need something.
yeah. Yeah, 100%. And
Hmm.
not I think, I know. I mean, that is part of the reason why we formatted it this way too, is because um, for personally me, cards are so easy to handle and shuffle and
Yeah.
just, yeah, I mean, collecting them is great. Um, they just they have such a nice like feel and
Yeah.
use to them. And some people prefer, pieces of paper with things laid out. Some people prefer, I don't know what other people do. PowerPoint presentations, maybe. Yeah. So, I mean, whatever works for you is great. But these will definitely help in one way or another. Whether it's planning or you need something quick on the fly, you just take a card out and toss it. Oh, okay, we're gonna go here next. This is what's happening. Perfect. You know.
And we've all seen the box sets that usually come with the game, and they're pretty extensive. Some of them are really nice, but
Yeah.
I feel like you're going above and beyond because you're giving them figures, you're giving them the cards, you're giving them the maps. Dude, again, as a DM, I have to say. Because there's times you just don't want to plan anything. You just want to go along with the flow, and this makes
Yeah.
life much easier.
Oh yeah, I'm horrible at planning things, which is these come in handy all the time. I sit there and I'm starting to plan and I just focus on random things that don't matter and I spend hours planning, you know, this reward for doing this puzzle and then it never happens. So
Well, that's DM life in general.
yeah, that's true.
All the good stuff we plan never seems to work in the direction it's supposed to go in. And they're like, "Man, you don't plan anything." I'm like, "Dude, you were supposed to go over here, and then that would happen, but you didn't go over there, did you?
I know.
Well, you
I
didn't
know.
talk to so and so." It's my favorite thing is when you make it so obvious that they should talk to the person, and they decide, "No, we want to talk to Biff over there in the
All
corner."
the time. All the time.
Listen, going into the mines and mining is a better path forward than looking around and talking to the locals. I'm just saying.
He's talking from experience because he did that to a DM. He went into the mines instead of going to where he was supposed to.
And then I brought the whole party down into the mine, and the DM was like, "What are you guys trying to do? We're trying to mine. It's a bland town. Just move through." But the mine, though, I
Oh
want a
god.
nice rock.
There might be something magical in here somewhere. There always is.
Exactly. It's mine magical. It just talks to you.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Oh my God! But it goes to show you that there are times where you plan everything and
Yep.
it just doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. But that's also the amazing thing about role playing and D and
Oh yeah.
D and any role playing game is just that feeling of where's the story going to go. And as a writer, I love D&D because of that. One of the last games I planned was I took my D&D party and threw them into one of my story ideas to see what they would do in
That's
the
awesome.
story that I didn't do.
That is so cool.
I'm
And I
still
was
waiting
and I was
for
sitting
that
there
to
watching them
happen,
do
Ralph.
things, and I'm like, I didn't even think of that.
Everyone has a different perspective, and it's great.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I have always told myself, and I'll do this at some point in the future. I definitely want to take classes on storytelling or story creation, and then
Mhm.
like improv. Because I was like, man, I wish I did theater in high school. You know?
Well, it's funny because D&D in a nutshell is theater.
Right. Yeah. I know.
You're doing improv. You're creating stories. It's almost like you're putting a play out for a specific
Yeah.
set of people.
Yeah.
Heresy. Theater is nothing more than the production and replaying of D&D. Don't you know? If the Egyptians have been doing it since 18 whatever, then surely that must have come first before the shows.
Oh my
If the
God.
game of existed before theater, then I believe the theater came because of the game of
So speaking of role
I
playing,
love it.
have you considered doing? Because I know you're doing D&D right now, basically.
Right.
Right. Have you considered, because there's so many role playing games out there right
Yeah.
now. I personally have played stuff like Vampire the Masquerade,
Okay.
or there's so much out there. Have you considered going a different route or try different things?
You mean like with the content?
Whether the content or the box sets, or 'cause
So
it also helps you broaden out to other things.
right. I mean, at this point, I definitely thought about it. At this point, it's just going to be Dungeons and Dragons because it's one of the biggest
Yeah,
platforms that's out there.
exactly.
Um, once we grow a little bit more and we have the room to, or we have the resources to expand, I would definitely love to. Um, I've played some Pathfinder. I've played Numenera. Um, those are really the only three, including D&D. Those are really the only three that I've played extensively. Um, but yeah, I mean, like going back to how everyone kind of plays D&D. It's kind of hard to find people who play any other formats.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
It's always rare to run into somebody that plays something else. D&D is easy to find. Anything
right.
else, you're like,
Yeah,
"Do you play this?" And people go, "What? What's that?"
right. I know. It intrigues me too because I'm always curious to like, what's the difference? How does this play versus how does that play type of thing. So,
Well, dive right into the anime community. A lot of them play different variations of tabletops,
Yeah,
okay.
and especially since more so now with certain animes also diving into making their own variations. So
exactly.
I don't know if you're big into anime or whatnot,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, definitely.
you ever heard of Konosuba?
No. I don't think so.
Ah, uh, basically,
Okay.
it started out as a group of guys who played a game of D&D and sort of turned it into their own series in a
Very
sense.
cool.
Interesting.
And then because the series became very popular, the series now has its own variation of a tabletop game based around the
Wow.
world and the way and how the encounters act within the world.
That's really cool.
And so now people are playing that and making series based on that.
That's
That's
awesome.
fantastic. But but anime is always, to me personally, I've always thought anime is perfect D&D because it's a
Yeah.
lot of fantasy worlds,
Right.
and
And abilities and things that,
exactly,
that don't exist in like the movies. So,
definitely.
You mean a place that does fantasy right inspires more people to make more
yeah,
fantasy worlds? Who would have thought of such
I know. I know. Seriously. Yeah, no, I definitely.
I'm just annoying Ralph at this.
I don't know. You're making good points today. So
Thank you.
you're gonna say, Jay?
I was just gonna say, there's just been times where I wish I could get more into anime because I go through these spurts of I watch I watch it for just days. And then if I stop, then I stop for a while and then I'll get back into it
I'm
again.
the same
And
way.
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
If you want a
there'll
good
be
one,
times
you
where
ever seen
I'll just
Overlord?
follow the rabbit hole and I end up in a hole and like 10 series later, and I'm like, I need to stop.
Yeah. Would
Have
you
you
say,
ever
Nathan?
watched Overlord?
No, I haven't watched that, but have you guys ever played Weiss Schwartz or Weiss Schwartz or
Yes,
something?
I have.
I've
I
played
have like
an Overlord
3
deck.
decks.
Okay. I don't actually don't have any physical decks. I've played everything online, but I've
Oh,
played an
nice.
Overlord deck, which was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have the Fate Stay Night deck, and I have a ReZero deck,
Okay,
and
cool.
I have bits and pieces of sort of mixes between Fate Zero and a little bit of quintessential quintuplets.
Awesome. Yeah, I was playing with my friend. My friend got me into it. He was playing he's played some Sword Art Online deck
Oh, I hate
and
that deck.
and oh, crap. What was the other one? I can't remember.
Oh man, was it Love Live?
Oh, I know. I think it was Attack on Titan actually.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that one's actually pretty
That's
fun.
right.
Maybe? I don't remember. It'll come to me.
It's a lot of
But
stuff to keep track of. Don't
yeah.
worry about it.
I
That's the
played
other thing about diving into all this stuff is just so much to.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it could be intimidating.
Yeah.
Like I love Fairy Tale and
hmm
I mean, there's no way I'm ever gonna make it through like however many episodes there is now.
Dude, I started to watch One
It's
Piece.
ended, so it capped at 750.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
a lot of episodes. Which is funny because I was just okay about One Piece. I started to watch it, and then I made the realization because it was a couple of years ago. I started watching it. I made the realization how many episodes I have to watch in order to catch up, and I was like,
Yeah.
I ain't doing this.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel with like everything. I mean, I was at maybe 100 episodes in on Fairy Tale.
Wait,
Same thing
no, I don't.
with Dragon Ball. You know, I never got into it really as a kid. Now
Dragon Ball.
I
Yeah.
want to, and there's just too much. There's just too much to watch. Same thing with like Critical Role too, though. 4 hours per episode. There's what 150 episodes or something.
Oh, my bad. Fairy Tale is only at 328.
Okay.
That's not that bad.
Last
Okay.
time I checked, yeah, I think it was at 250, but that was like years
Right.
ago. So
Yeah, no, it's ended. Now they've moved on with their kids.
I'll have to
At
check
least
it
the
out
story's
again.
moved on. Sometimes
Yeah.
they just stay in the same place for years and
Yep.
years and years. Have you ever finished that quest? No, we never finished that.
See, I got into a lot of those like very short animes because
Mm.
it was low commitment. I can't even remember the names of some of them. Oh, my other friend's deck was Seven Deadly Sins. That's what it was.
Ooh,
That was pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel bad for those guys.
I only
Last
watched the
season
first
was
season.
ooh, that was rough.
Yeah. See, I've seen the first season of that. I saw up to season 5 of My Hero Academia.
All right.
Fairy Tale, I said I saw the first
Mhm.
like 100 or so episodes. Sword Art Online, I saw everything except for I don't know. Didn't they come out with like some new stuff within the
They've
last
been
few
releasing
years?
like at least one SAO every year.
Okay, I think I only saw 3. No
Oh,
movies
okay,
or
good. So
anything like
you stopped right before it went haywire.
that. What else did I see? I saw a bunch of Attack on Titan. I watched a bunch of. There was this one, and it was this girl. She was like a demon slayer,
hmm
and she had like two submachine guns. I do not remember what it was called.
Oh, that's probably God Eater.
Okay, that actually does sound familiar now. That Danganronpa.
Yep.
That was fun. I loved that show.
You're
And
better than
then
me because I'll watch something and then I'll forget the name completely.
oh
And
yeah,
then
well
I'll be talking to Nat and I get frustrated going, "Oh, what did you watch?"
yeah. Oh, my first, besides like the mainstream, Pokemon
Mhm.
and things like that. My first like non-mainstream anime show was High School of the Dead.
Okay,
I
that's a good
loved
series.
it. I loved it. I wish they had more, but I think they only have the one season, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people wanted more.
it
I
was
think it's
never
actually
gonna
on
get more.
Hulu. or something. Yeah, I know, but I did love that series,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it was just because it was my first like anime experience or what, but I think.
Well, there's probably a couple of other reasons included in there.
um, yeah, I mean, I've seen so many shows that I could describe, but I don't remember the names.
You
Well, see,
could try, and I could maybe.
All right.
yeah, and that's what I love doing with Nat because Nat gets frustrated.
So there was this one that I saw, and it was just these people who had these almost like familiars, like summoned familiars
Okay.
Mhm.
at a school, and they
Right.
would like fight doing like math problems and like social studies problems and things like that. Um,
That's interesting.
and they had like little like chibi versions of themselves as their familiars. So
Oh,
yeah, I don't remember what the name
Oh
was.
I have
man.
a feeling I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember it being related to like math and sciences and
I mean,
stuff
it might
like
not
that.
be. It might not be that. I might be
Yeah.
making that part up. But they definitely had like little summons of themselves, and they went to school and did like things like against each
Yeah.
other or something.
Or like even if you just take that out, like going to a school and fighting with familiars, it narrows it, but not as much as you would think.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
I
a good number of
That
them.
is true.
know. Yeah, I
Yeah,
started
I'm
Bullock
not sure
Hill.
about that one.
And didn't get too far into that.
Dude,
Yeah, that's all I can remember so far.
I'm watching this stuff here on the side because I've been scrolling through it, and you got little tables.
Yeah, so
That's so cool.
what we started doing was the inside of the box is it's going to be like a almost like a map.
Interesting.
I mean, it's definitely playable if you
Yeah, I
wanted to
can
play
see
on
where you're
it.
going. Okay, here's the
Um,
tavern.
right, but it's not technically really meant to be playable, only because all the different folds. I mean, there are some folds
That's
with
true.
like
Yeah.
just no print on it, so it's like white. It's a little weird, but I mean, definitely if you want to unfold it, have fun. So
I gotta admit, the table looks cute too.
thank you. I put a lot of thought into those.
It looks like it because it doesn't look like it was just placed there. It looks like there was some thought placed into it, and then
Yep.
it was placed there. All right, so I see well, like I told you, time flies.
It does. It does.
We're at the hour mark here. So tell people where they can find you,
Yeah.
all the good stuff, so they can go check this stuff out. Oh, what are the usual before we go into that? What are the usual prices on the boxes or any of the sets or any of the individual pieces?
So currently the boxes are at 55.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a candle, 50-hour burn time, crackling wood wick. It
Not
comes
bad.
with the content, the maps, the minis, the dice, um, everything that you need. The everything individually. So if I remember correctly, the candles are 30. The cards themselves with the maps are 12.
Mm-hmm.
The miniatures are 15, and the dice usually vary around like 11.
So you're actually getting a good deal when you get the box set
Yep.
because those prices you just said don't add up to $55.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. The box set is a very good deal
Oh wow.
with everything
But
in it.
sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's like, look, we put it over here. We're charging you
Yeah.
$75. I'm like, but all of the individual pieces cost $75.
Right. Yeah. I know. Yeah. You definitely get a good deal with the box set,
That's good.
which includes everything you need, which is fun. Um,
Now keep going. Keep telling them.
yeah. No, I think that, what I leave off at.
I think you were talking about the website. I think
Yeah.
you
I
still
went
okay.
through
There you
all
go.
the prices for that stuff.
Hmm.
What else do we have?
Yeah, I think
We
you
have
got
we
every bit and piece.
right.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's how I added it all. Oh, look at those
Okay.
dice.
We
Look at those
are
dice. Oof.
working on one of the things we're working on over the next few weeks is um, there's the website. The website definitely needs updating, so we're going to add these cute
Dude, this
little
is the
mystery
website
boxes.
without updating because it looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean it's pretty old. We haven't touched it in a month and a half, really. Um, so we're going to add these cool little pin mystery bags. Um, like I said, we want to do the kit without the candle and all
Right.
the pizzazz. So you kind of just get like the core of the game, and then I don't know if it's at the website. It looks like it.
Yeah.
There's that creators corner on the top bar.
Hold on, I'll find it. You can keep
It
talking.
either says Creator Spotlight or Creators Corner, and what we're going to do is everyone that's creating content for us or illustrations for us, we're going
Ooh,
to be featuring
okay.
them on that page. We want to point to all their, if they have brands, businesses, just Instagram handles, other types of websites, to try and get them out there, because
Right.
they see someone who's doing some other cool tabletop or board game things, see an illustration that they like, they come to our website. Oh, this is exactly what we're looking for our board game. They reach out to
Mm.
this person, now they're creating for their board game, and like it's just this whole cool networking type of thing. So we definitely just want to share everyone's creativity.
That's
That's our
great.
thing.
Like I said, I love that aspect of what you're doing because the community it always helps build things.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you're having people come on who may not have the time to do it themselves and do their part of it. And that's always important. And it's always good to get people to do what they love, to do what
Yeah.
they're dreaming of.
Yeah, definitely. Try and give people, like I said, an outlet to be creative in a way that they want to be creative, without all these types of restrictions on it. Because I mean, I personally, I can illustrate, not great, but I can illustrate, and I've done some freelancing, and it's just, it can drain you. It really can. It
It
can make
can, yeah.
illustrating very unenjoyable for someone who would do it all the time. So.
Oh,
Tell
definitely.
me about it. I edit videos.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and that's our
Sadly, most
editor.
of my problem doesn't come from the content I do. Occasionally, it does. It's usually from like a pretty what I would boring. Sorry, something was stuck in my throat. But every now and then you get some of those pieces where it's like, do I really want to do it? But most of the time, it comes down to the software just being annoying. Thanks, Apple and Adobe and Pantone now. Although I'm pretty sure Pantone really didn't have
Oh,
anything to do with it. But anyways.
I heard that. Yeah. Well, yeah, my wife she does a lot of packaging, so hearing that Pantone split from Adobe is
Yeah.
drastic.
Yeah, we're pretty sure it's Adobe's not really Pantone, but
Yeah, I believe that.
So you can actually get a scent card.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So if
You can find out what the scent smells like. Okay.
Yep. So if you sign up for that, we at the beginning of every month we'll send out we'll send out 3 scent cards for each of the 3 possible scents for the box. So for the next box, we're going to send out the scent cards probably around December 1st. And so it's just going to be 3 little pieces of paper, a QR code, very simple,
Cool.
just so that way people can smell it before actually choosing if they like. And by signing up, you get it every month, every time we come out with something new.
Also, you even have an explanation of how to use the cards here.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
That makes life so much easier.
That's one of the hardest things that we're facing is
Mhm.
teaching people how to use these things. And I'm not
That's
very
interesting.
good at explaining.
I thought you
'Cause
did a good job with me, but maybe I'm
thank
just
you.
a DM.
I mean, I've also been thinking about this a lot over the past few months, but really trying to make it easy for people to grasp the concept, because they're used to adventure books and things like
Yeah,
that,
that's
where
true.
these
But
are
I find, just not to cut you off, but I find
yeah
that the cards make life so much easier because you don't have to go through the book going, "Where did I see that?"
yeah definitely.
well, the book's organized. The thing is, like, a lot of the book is like just explaining how the encounter should work,
Right.
and it's like that kind of ruins a good portion of it. Like, instead, I would rather have a good section of lore on how the creature behaves. That way, I know how to
Yeah.
See, but
implement it.
that's
They're
how
not
they
really.
get you, brother. That's how they get you. Then you got to buy the monster manual. You got
Yeah.
to buy the monster
The
manual.
thing is, the
You buy the
monster manuals don't give you anything
manual.
with lore.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I know.
true. It depends on which monster manual you're looking at. Because if you
Most
got
of them don't.
oh, dude, you're reading the wrong books.
Well, it
That's
depends
all the
on what
5e
monster you're
ones,
looking at
man.
too.
Go ahead, Jay. You tell him. Go ahead.
Well, no, I totally get that point too,
Hmm.
because there are times where even like an image of a creature, I'm like, ooh,
Yeah,
what does this thing look like?
exactly.
And there's no image. I'm like,
Oh,
no.
that always pisses me off. I'm like, how do you
I
not
know.
have an image? I think that's important if we're playing a game here.
Yeah. I know, yeah, especially for describing something.
Also, you also have a place where you can actually become a creator too.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a form that you could
Nice.
either come to fill out content. So if you're like a writer or a storyteller, or I mean, you don't even have to be a writer or storyteller. Um, just if you like doing that type of thing, you could sign up for that. Or if you do illustrations, you could sign up for that. And then like I said, we kind of pair things together to try and make these boxes really cool.
Nice, dude. You've really thought this stuff out. I feel like you really have something here. It's
Thank you.
different. Like I said in the beginning, this is different. I've seen boxes before, and I feel like most people just throw things in there and don't really think about it, or they're just thinking about what thing they think it's cool to be in the box. Feels like you're thinking about what can we do with this box.
Right. Yeah, 100%. The whole point is it's not really what's in the box, it's the experience that you'll get
Nice.
from it.
Hmm.
The memories. Yeah, I mean, they're 10 years of playing and I'm still talking about, oh my God, do you remember this character? He's legendary. He one-shot us with a meteor.
Exactly.
This adventure that we went on. All, so those are the things that you remember and that we're trying to, give you.
Dude, you're doing a good job at it. I love
Thank you.
Vialed. I wanted you on in November because it's our things you should buy your geek friends November. So,
Woo!
folks, you have this. You guys should get this for your geek friends. Your players, your DMs. We like this kind of stuff. If you're looking for a great gift for somebody who actually plays D&D or actually plays role playing games, this is right up your alley. It's actually a whole little box of stuff at a great price. It's just 55 bucks. That's like I said, that's a great sale.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, because like usually you see something like this will be 65, $75,
Hmm.
and then you don't get that much.
Right.
You
Right.
actually put so much stuff in here.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying, and like I said, part of uh, the other kit that we're trying to come out with is to even lower that price point even more.
And that sounds like a great idea because sometimes, dude, you know how it starter kits are really helpful to especially beginning DMs or even people who don't have a DM they want to play.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, actually, it's funny that you ask. A lot of people that, well, you didn't really ask, but a lot of people that
Well,
we've
I
talked
said
to,
so.
yeah, the people who haven't played, who've wanted to,
Hmm.
has kind of the same view on things. So one of the things that we're working on, very vague picture, is because I don't even know what it looks like at this point, is like this intro. And I know like Wizards has the starter kit.
Right.
I'm thinking even more simplified, just
More
like
basic, yeah.
yeah, like barely anything that you have to think about or remember, just get you
The
playing and
initiative roll.
get you experience
There you
with
go. The
yeah.
initiative roll,
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
dude. And I completely understand what you're saying. Like we had a Fate's End who they designed the game so they can bring kids into it. So it's a much simpler format of the D&D game,
Hmm.
and I feel like that there's more of that needed because it's not enough of it. Even the starter kit for D&D, you need to have a basic understanding of a lot of stuff in order
Right.
to actually be able to use that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. I mean, the starter kit teaches you how to play D&D, but it doesn't really give you experience with role playing.
Exactly.
So,
Well, there you have it, folks. You got to get yourself or your loved ones a nice Vialed box set. These guys are doing a great job. This box is really well put together.
thank
As
you.
you're hearing us talk today, it sounds like a lot of fun, and it is a lot of fun. And what else is going to be immersive? Because it is. That's what it is. Being immersive, getting you to be into the game moment. And scents are amazing things when it comes to being an immersive experience.
Very well said.
With that, let me bring up what we were talking about earlier. Our friend Shen and Bitsy have been working on their Kickstarter. Their Kickstarter is doing pretty well, but of course, like I said earlier, sometimes Kickstarters just need to be supported.
If you need it, it's in the chat. It's in the chat, Ralph.
Even after they're funded. Did I go with the?
You need to go up. You need to go up.
Oh, okay. There we
go. You're going down the list, but there you go.
All of them are so cool.
There you go. There is the Pokemon Genshin dress up. They are at 4,597, 58 backers, 26 days to go. These pins look fantastic. They're all ready to go, all unlocked. You guys have to, dude, these things, you love pins. These things are just fantastic. Shen and Bitsy have done a great job at putting these together.
And you get a free sticker set of those pins that you see there. Not only that, but you are also going to, Ralph, if you can just like zip all the way down. Zip all the way down. Just
wait, hold on. I'm trying to make sure I don't get nobody drunk.
All the way down. All the way down. No, all the way down. All the way down.
Some people get motion sickness when I do this.
All the way down. All the way down. There we go. Nope, down. Yes. You'll get also another Hoot House. See. You'll get a Hoot House pin included with your order.
I gotta admit, that is really
now
cute.
You go up.
That is really cute, man. I saw this when I was looking at the Kickstarter before, and I was like, "Dang! When did they add this one? This is really cute."
That's awesome.
Oh my god! You know they've done such, and these prints are like amazing.
Yeah, those look
these are
so
the prints
good.
you get, right?
The prints come from 2 or more pins. Yes, so 2 or more pins comes with a print as well.
That's pretty
and
good.
If you want an additional add-on, you can choose any of these beautiful pins to be a plushie.
Oh, they're doing a plushie now.
Yes. Well,
dude,
I think it's more pillow, but it's called a plushie.
It is. It's a pillow. I remember. Oh, that's fantastic. They've done a great job of putting this
together. That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Umbreon is actually one of my favorite Pokemon.
Oh.
All right. As usual, I will put the Kickstarter in the comments. I also put the Vialed website in the comments as well, even though it's already in the info section, but nobody goes in there. Doesn't do that.
They will one day.
Sooner or later. You know, it's so funny because I always get the questions after we do the shows, and they go, "Oh, Ralph, where do you find this stuff? I know he mentioned it on the show, but you don't have it anywhere on the site." I'm like, "It's in the information." So I figured out now that I have to put it in the comment section, and then sometimes they still ask me, "Ralph, I still don't see it. Where did you put it? Did you look at the comment?"
You have to pin it. You have to pin the comment, Ralph.
Oh my god!
I mean, granted, only 3 videos ever actually need a pin on our channel, but like, you still pin it.
Oh my god!
Always pin it.
Exactly. If we've learned anything today, people, it's always
pin the comments.
But not only that, our good friend Shadow Rabbit has 2 Kickstarters that he is contributing to. Huh?
He's working on 2 Kickstarters now?
Yeah. Dang. See, Lunar Smoke, the sexy space cowgirl comic, is doing issue number 2.
Oh, okay, so they're doing the 2nd issue now. All right.
And then Lost Between Worlds, Hour 2, is also having a Kickstarter.
And they're both
of which are in the chat.
Shadow Rabbit. And they're both using Shadow Rabbit.
Yes.
Interesting.
I believe so.
Oh, man,
I know Lunar Smoke is. I don't remember about Stuck Between the Worlds is using him, or if he just knows them. Probably both.
Yeah, you know how that works. Shadow's involved in everything. Shadow Rabbit is the man. Of course, I'll put him up here on the side so you guys can see Shadow Rabbit. Shadow Rabbit can make your dreams into reality. He's done it for me. Of course, I always have to show my teddy bear superhero Hugbert, the comic book that I am working on. And he brought my Hugbert to life. And this is, the concept on my teddy bear superhero. And this is all Shadow Rabbit putting it together, and he does amazing work.
Wow.
Yeah, and of course, if you just want something fun from Shadow Rabbit.
Oh no, he's going to bring out Rafael Montoya.
You can have Rafael Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. You know, he did a great job of putting this together. When we put the Appletinis all together, and we had so much fun with it. Of course, I got this one. I didn't know what I was getting, and he nailed me.
That's so good.
All right, so Shadow Rabbit, let's put him here on the side. If he was here, he wouldn't be saying anything anyway because he's too humble.
That's why I got him.
There goes his latest work, which is of course Constantine. He does amazing work, guys.
Man's been really into the Sandman.
And there goes our friends from the other property you were talking about.
Lunar Smoke.
There you go, Lunar Smoke. He did their figure last time. I think he's part of the Kickstarter this time.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it, folks. That is Shadow Rabbit. You need a figure done. He can help your imagination come to life on whatever you want him to do, as you can see from these many amazing pieces that he's done himself.
The Wedding Topper.
Yeah, exactly. He does many things for many people, for many comics. He just does amazing work. Oh, this is just wow. Look at this thing.
I'm amazed right now. These are incredible.
Oh, dude, this guy, if you commission him, he can get you pieces done that fit your imagination on what exactly you're working on, and he'll make it come to life. And sometimes, like this one, he'll figure out a way to make it glow or make it light up or make it the boy can work, man. There you have it, folks. That is Shadow Rabbit, our pal. You can see him on Wednesdays. And of course, Written Wednesday this week, we shall have the guys from Wayward Raven Comics as they talk about their Kickstarter. We suck at comics. So come check out their Kickstarter, We Suck at Comics. It's a book of a bunch of creators come together to do some stuff in a comic book. And of course, they had to call it We Suck at Comics because you know the guys at Wayward are just that kind of people. All right, folks. Am I forgetting anything? Jay, do you want to say anything last thing before we go?
I really appreciate you guys having me on the show. I mean, I had such a blast. So nice talking to all of you, everyone watching. Thank you for taking the time out to listen to me and my team and everything. We're so excited for the future, and yeah, stay tuned. We're excited for you to be a part of it.
And I'll tell you because you did a great job geeking out with us here.
Oh, thank
Anytime you want to come on, just let me know. You want to come on, say something, you can do that. You want to come on guest host, you can do that. Just let me know.
Oh, I would love that. Yes, this was so much fun, and it's so easy.
Oh, dude, like I told you in the green room, we love having that conversation that we have at the conventions or at the locations where you're just talking across the table, going, "What are you doing here? Let's geek out about this. Let's geek out about that." You know, just be geeks. That's what.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, Nat. Anything you need to say before we go?
I did all the things we need to do, and you did all the rest. So
that is
once
true.
I am free,
we are actually done. And look at that. It's been such a great show. We are at the 1:30 mark. That means we should have been off the air ages ago. So with that, I'll do what this show does best, and that is
me doing the outro completely a cappella. Da